Ancient sands, heed my command.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
And reclaim these relics of ancient bridge. Morphin' time!
Same thing that happens to everything else.
If the apocalypse comes, beat me. Beat me. Beat me. Beat me. Beat me.
Welcome to Real Hot Nerd Shit, a pop culture podcast where real hot nerds talk about real nerd shit. I am your host, Ryan.
And I'm your co-host, Shauna.
And on this episode of Real Hot Nerd Shit, we'll be talking about Shang Chi, the Legend of the Ten Rings, in our Marvel Phase 4 rewatch. And
we've got a special guest host this week, a former Clevelander who we knew from our time playing sports together. Everyone welcome Micah.
Ooh.
Hello. Oh, thank you.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Clap for Micah, clap for gay sports. All
clap
in
gay
there.
Sports.
Clap for gay sports. Knowing everybody who played gay sports but not playing one yourself.
Wait, you never played?
Not once.
Diva.
Really?
Not once, but I was everywhere.
She was.
Everywhere.
The first time I met you was, or the first time I recall meeting you was at Play CLE, that adult bounce house when Stonewall Sports used to do events.
Good times.
Yeah. In the before times.
In the long while ago.
Yeah, Micah, this was an easy ask. We've been nerd adjacent to one another for so long. I feel like a lot of our conversations have been about this stuff. So when Sean and I were planning for Phase 4, we're like, all right, let's get some new nerd voices in here. So if a nerd is someone who is weirdly knowledgeable and passionate about something that sometimes people find uncool, Micah, what are you a nerd about?
It's extremely relevant for today's conversation. Comic book movies. I have always loved comic book movies. I think my first one that I can remember is the Batman movie with Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Probably saw that way too young. Also,
absolutely.
Yes, with the Wiz. Also very much into anime. I love musicals. I love Legos. A very wide swath of nerdy stuffs.
And you're also like a brain nerd because you are one of the people that I think I have a specific type of respect for, which is like you fully formed your brain, you became an adult, and you're like, you know what I want more of? School. And then now you're becoming like a full-blown professional and stuff. As like an adult, again, you didn't drink the Kool-Aid like me when I was 20-something and was like, I definitely should get a graduate degree. Like, this is the time that I'm certain that this is what I want to do. You did the smart thing, bitch.
Well, there's some debate about whether or not it was the smart thing. I definitely tried on the timeline when I was supposed to and appropriately failed out. But then I went back and decided to do it as hard as possible and study something that requires such a wide swath of knowledge that I regret. And I don't regret it.
Yeah.
I question it a lot, but I do enjoy what I'm doing, so.
What is it that you find so fascinating about human speech and language and what's because I would genuinely classify you as like a nerd in their profession, or you seem to be at least.
Yeah.
You really care about what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what I like most about speech language pathology is just the fact that it encompasses so much. And for most of the population, it's something we really take for granted. In the 4 minutes that we've been recording, we've probably each said over a couple hundred words, and that's something that is really difficult for a lot of people for a myriad of reasons.
Sure.
And parsing out what those reasons are and how to work with them and encourage communication and also empower people to be able to communicate is something that I think is so beautiful and so incredibly complex that it's like a Lego set. You're putting it together and it may not make sense, but at some point you're going to be like, oh, okay, this really came together. So yeah.
Very cool. Sometimes it's just cool to hear people talk about stuff that they're passionate about that like is like what they're studying. Like Sean and I are nerds about like social change and like the structures of social change, but that's like so much incorporated into like what we do like professionally that I think that's why I like doing this podcast, because it's like here's a different application of the same stuff that we would be talking about in a different capacity. So, brains are cool, nerds are cool. Shout out to nerds.
Yeah.
Shout out to
So
failing out of grad school in your 20s, because I definitely couldn't make it through law school. Like, look, I was a first semester law school dropout because I got to Thanksgiving and I was like, I can either study for my midterms or I
Or
just don't. And I
Or-
chose don't, and I've never looked back.
I don't know.
Look, I was also trying to raw dog it without any sort of like ADHD medication or anything, and like that was real difficult. So
And you weren't even blonde at that point, which is like,
I know.
what's
Yeah,
the point of
I had my natural hair color. Like, obviously, I was not going to do well there. It was not fit for success. So,
Speaking of no transition, let's jump into our general general banter portion.
no, speaking of a need for transition, because we now have to get.
All right.
Well, I'm sorry, it's my expertise level. I have to stick on here.
What, as like the resident fucking pun, like the walking pun? That's
Yeah, I was like, leave the trans jokes here to me. This is my 10 and 2. Thank you very
step
much.
on the toes. Don't step on the toes. Stay in your lane.
Fuck it up. Okay, so I put a couple things in there. I don't remember if we were talking about it during the recording already or if it was before we pressed record, but the Epstein files are coming out, or rather, things related to the Epstein cinematic universe are being leaked.
Not the
Before
ECU.
the ECU. And I don't know, let's just maybe do a quick roundup. What's been the funniest thing about watching our democracy fall? Mine is a second Clinton blowjob has hit the tower.
But
That's
plot twist in the wrong direction. Like,
Yeah.
what's what?
a second Clinton blowjob is taking down another president.
I was stunned. It took someone explaining it to me because I was like, okay, there's a little going on, and that's scandalous enough. And then someone pointed out who, and I had to take a minute. I had to take a minute.
Yeah.
Like, we have long known that Russia has had videos of our illustrious president for a minute. Those rumors have been going on for a very long time at this point. So it is not surprising that this is all coming out. I just can't get over how the queer community has been called groomers for daring to have a drag brunch, and now you're getting actually sex with a 15-year-old is ephibolia. It's not actually pedophilia. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are we doing?
Right.
Like, you're gonna call us fucking groomers for daring to have a mimosa while we watch a grown adult dance fully clothed, and yet you're over here being like, well, 15 is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from 18. Carry the 2, and we're fine. Get the fuck out of here.
Right. It's not like they're 10 or 5 years old.
Yeah, that would be. Now that is like.
It's
like, well, I'm not saying it's good. I'm like, but then why are you saying it?
It's completely different if they've hit puberty. Then it's fine.
Sure.
Like,
yes, it is. It is different. It is also not germane to the conversation we're having because we're not discussing two people, each of whom have had relations with minor. No, that is not the situation here. The situation is the trafficking of a 15-year-old for this behavior that has been going on as our government is just so willing to kowtow and bend its knee to protect each other, because I think there is absolutely truth that this extends, this is unfortunately a bipartisan issue in our, government. And I think we need to be and I think that's always the thing is I've never met a Democrat who was like, well, not Bill Clinton. Like,
Right. Yeah. He gave up the moral high ground with Clinton when he got his dick sucked the first time. We all kind of were like, I guess even as a child, I was like, well, first of all, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But again, it was the actual power dynamics of it, which were never the actual focus of the conversation. It was she's a slut and he just got his dick sucked. And instead, it's like,
he's innocent. Yeah.
Yeah,
the running thread here is that you all are
normal.
disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
You're bad people. You are objectively bad people that are not fit to lead a parade, let alone a group of people. I mean, parade is a group of people, but you get what I'm saying.
Well, honestly, you
should lead them to just walk, let alone in government form.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think there's also. No, what are you saying, Micah?
I was just saying they shouldn't even be let out of the house. Like, this is all, in my opinion, leading up to the Hague 2.0. We're going to see another Nuremberg trial. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, nose crossed, balls crossed, whatever. Because I will be buying front row seats like it's the fucking Olympics. I need to be there because this is beyond, like, the simulation has flown so far off the rails that, like Sean is saying, I can't believe some of the things that we're even trying to argue. Like, no.
Yep.
Look, and I'm long since over treating politics like a sports team. It is our lives. And, I'm a big fan of Parks and Recreation. I think there's a lot of good in that show. It's something I hold very near and dear. But I think this lionization of politicians and this, like, making them pop culture heroes never helped anybody. And I think that, on one hand, yes, you have to be relatable as a representative to your people, but also, like, we can't be treating them as this, be all end all sports team allegiance, because that's how you get these situations where both sides are clearly willing to bend backwards to help each other, because the only solidarity is class solidarity, and they have it with each other and they'll never have it with us. And we need to recognize and realize that across both sides of the aisle. And I really hope that this can be a moment where we can all come together to say, okay, but this is wrong. Can we just agree on the subjective reality that it doesn't matter who it is, it's just wrong, and we should operate on that front and have them not be in power anymore.
All right, let's get into the things that are exciting to talk about. It's been a rich week in pop culture. We got like several new trailers, teasers. The one that I did not put in the list, but just reminded me. Wicked is coming. Is that what you were going for? What were you
No,
gonna say?
but yes, I'm excited about that too, obviously.
What were you going to say? And then we'll go back to it again.
I was going to say Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yes. Okay, we'll start there. Shauna, Micah, you already clearly have demonstrated how excited you are. Are you a Devil Wears Prada girly, Shauna?
I'm not a Devil Wears Prada girly. I have not watched it recently, and like I feel like I'm trying to think when it came out, like because it came out
2006.
Okay, yeah.
I know because I saw it in the movie theaters with the last girl I ever dated.
No, and so I think it being a movie from, I don't know actually that I ever watched it. If I watched it after I transitioned, it was very early on, so it's still like a decade ago, but like...
Oh, bitch,
so I don't know that I think I'm due watching with this new knowledge in mind, because I'm not like, I enjoyed it, but like I wouldn't say I'm like fangirling over it, but I think it's not for like, I don't get it. Like I just,
Yeah,
I missed it. Again, full circle with this little podcast segment.
Yep. It was not I still, the people in my life are obsessed with it. And I see the value of it, especially the older I get. I think my resistance to it for a very long time was I didn't see it for Anne Hathaway. But I do now. I have long since seen it for Anne Hathaway. I dreamed a dream too, sis, and it was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. Okay, so Wicked is coming in 1 week from today. We're seeing it.
Oh wow, I didn't even think of that. That was like that's already next weekend.
Oh,
It's next weekend.
close.
Do you have your tickets, Micah?
Yes, but I will be at a conference next week. But I come back the following Sunday, and we're going to see it Monday night for show. IMAX.
Yeah, we're
Ooh.
going on Friday. Can't freaking wait.
Cannot wait.
The girls, Shauna has not seen the musical, correct?
No, I've seen the musical. I have seen the
Oh, you
musical.
have?
I've only seen it once, but I have seen
Okay.
it.
There's people in our group that don't know what happens. Like, I don't think Uxie knows everything that happens.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah, I don't think like when we saw it when we saw the first part, him and James were like, oh, "What's next?" Like,
I hadn't realized that like element of it. I just presume again, this is on me. I just presumed that in the circle of people
yeah,
who enjoy enough musical theater to be there. Yeah, like
Well,
yes.
too, also, I would say
Ryan Smith was crying. Like it was fine. Like yeah, just
Down.
what's
Boots.
very impressive about that actually is going 20 some
Yes.
years and somehow not learning the plot of that musical. Like, from my perspective, it seems kind of difficult, but it's
Yeah.
impressive.
No, babes, it like you have to remember if you weren't into musical theater, it wasn't it was just the Wicked Witch and Glinda. Like like you don't know anything about it other than the imagery and like maybe a couple songs. And so I don't think you would ever really go out of your way to explore it because it's just like, oh sure, it's the thing about the witches from Oz. But I just finished the book. I do it's I liked reading it as or listening to it as an adult. I tried reading it in high school, and arguably one of the funniest pieces of information about my history is that I didn't like it because I thought it was too political. I thought it was too heavy-handed. Like me was like, I don't like this. Why are they trying to make it all about politics?
That's a poster for change, everyone.
yeah.
Hello,
Like you
hello.
knew you grew up in a suburb when.
Yes,
Like
yes.
no, but like that is absolutely. I get it though.
Very
Like
much
I am so grateful for meeting my future spouse because like really like helped make me inform on so many different things and be more
Yes.
introspective. Look, because like I went to Catholic school for 12 years. You're just going like you are taught that things are a way and
Yes.
learning that it did not have to be that and it was so eye-opening and I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah, and the book is so different than the
Mhm.
musical. Like, I will say the most jarring part is there, and it's like towards the end when, spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear some stuff about uh uh what happens in Act Two of Wicked, skip ahead a few minutes. But when Fiero and Elphaba start fucking, uh, there's a scene in the book where the they he touches her butthole and they like talk about it. Like they talk about him like tracing his hand down her back and feeling like between her cheeks and it just having like the slightest bit of hair. And I'm pretty sure they talked about it being like like
Pigtail.
not like a spiral. Like you know how the rectum is like all the tissues kind of look like it's like it's a like a
Duck's
spiral.
penis.
No, stop. No.
It's a corkscrew. My bad.
Like a flat. Okay, everyone knows what a butthole looks
What
like.
is happening? Did we all just forget what buttholes look like?
Yeah. And Shauna was really adamant that buttholes are like external.
No, I'm sorry. You're doing this gesture,
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'm just gonna
trying
be
to
like,
you know.
Does it look like a cinnamon roll? Like,
that's where I was like, that is you are illustrating. Oh, like a pig's tail, of course. And then I
Okay,
just
so
had to.
I'm showing the
Okay.
camera, like you know, if it's like
Yes, please explain a butthole more. I think that'll help.
as I finger the outside. Okay, anyways,
What's
So
actually
we're gonna
funny,
stop.
Shauna, is that you said a pig's tail, but I thought you said pigtail, and that made it even worse.
Yeah, yeah.
Her
Like
butthole was like a
pigtail,
pigtail.
like off the side of your head. Yeah, cute. Um,
Just braid it off. Yeah,
all right,
that's.
thanks so much, everyone. We're gonna wrap up this week's episode of Real
Thank you
Hot
for
Nerd
having
Shit.
me. Thank you for
Thanks,
having
Micah,
me.
for being here. Everyone is disgusting. Did you all see the teaser trailer for Toy Story 5?
I refuse.
Okay.
I did not for any reason. Just like it didn't. Yeah.
It was in my CNN 5 Things update, and so I checked it
Okay.
out. Micah, why do you refuse?
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you
Uh-huh.
why. And this is a
Uh-huh.
very strange hill that I'll die on, and maybe I have to put Pixar in my stuff that I'm nerdy about. Toy Story ended with 3. It ended with
Sure.
3.
Sure.
That was
I think
it.
that's fair.
He gave the toys away. That was the end of the story. And now we got a spoon for some reason.
Uh-huh.
And God only knows what we're going to introduce in 5. Maybe we'll have a Rose toy. Like who fucking knows? Toy Story died at 3. We're done.
Well, the enemy in Toy Story 5 is screens. The teaser trailer is this kid excitedly opening a box, and it's a tablet, and it's a leapfrog basically. And that's like all the toys are like so scared to see them open the box, and then they open the box and it's like a leapfrog. So
I would like to point out that the last 15 seconds that I was speaking was actually a deep fake, and I'm on board totally with Toy Story 5.
AI generated
It's crazy.
that was
Well, it's
wild.
actually just wait till Toy Story 6 happens when they actually go back to Andy being in college and they learn all about the sentient sex toys. It's a really weird universe.
It gets real weird.
The
That
Expansive.
Hitachi, though, is quite the attitude.
the Toy
No.
Story cinematic universe.
The with pigtails and all. And of course, we got the trailer for Super Mario Galaxy. Rosalina's in the house, bitch. Her and
And
her
played by
Crunchy
a super fan.
Brie
Yeah.
I
Larson.
love that Brie Larson genuinely loves both Super Mario Galaxy and the Mario universe. I think she's the only person in that movie who does, and she was so
Really?
excited. She loves it. Oh my god, I just saw a video of her. She's like, "This is like May 21st, and I have to let you all know I'm going to be Rosalina, and I'm so excited. All right, you'll see this at the end of the year. Bye." And
Cute.
it was just a really cute, like she was like, yeah, I'm like casual cosplaying at Mario World, like as Rosalina. I just didn't. It was. I love that she's here for it.
Me
Like
too.
I think going back to Shang Chi, where the reason for the season, I just like every time I see her as Captain Marvel, I always forget I do like you. Like
Sure.
it's such a shame that angry nerds hate her so much because I just don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, like you
I know,
do.
but like
It's such a
Angry
waste.
nerds hating a strong woman, unheard
Right.
of.
yeah,
Unheard
right.
of. Well, and it's also just such a waste because, like, I mean, the kind of interesting swirl of all of that, the butthole of it all, is that, she plays Captain Marvel, and then Miss Marvel, Iman Vellani, is kind of the same ilk of being in this universe that she genuinely loves, and it's like, isn't that what we want? Isn't that what
Yeah,
we want in our nerd media, is people who care about the intellectual property? Like,
they're
but no.
invested. They love it. They
And they get it. They
yeah.
don't need to be primed on it. Like, she knows Rosalina's little bad bitch attitude. So good. So good.
I'm very
Um,
excited to see if she's going to pull in a little bit of that attitude from Scott Pilgrim and
oh,
just mix that up with Captain Marvel because I think that kind of perfectly embodies Rosalina.
sure. I can't say I know enough about Scott Pilgrim because I never saw it,
See, I
but yeah,
never played Super Mario Galaxy. That was the one that I missed. Yeah,
very cute and fun.
coincidentally, and we have the like when they released that 3-pack of
Yeah.
like, well, not even remaster, just like release of Super Mario 64 Galaxy and Sunshine. Maybe I'll have to give that a try. because I never
Yeah,
had a GameCube. GameCube was the first Nintendo system I missed on.
that was the
I
last one I had.
like I literally had an NES. Like Nintendo was like my first system, Super Nintendo N64, but then I had an Xbox in high school, and then went from Xbox to Xbox 360.
Of course you did.
I did.
Well, in the vein of video games, today is a very important day, and I can't remember if you're a gamer. Do you play Rivals, Micah?
I do not play Rivals. I have anger management issues, so I
Sure.
have a tendency to play RPGs
Uh-huh.
um, because online gaming will raise my blood pressure.
Yes,
That's
one of our friends was threatened to be evicted because he was getting so loud in his apartment. Someone filed a
Mhm.
noise complaint.
Yeah, sounds like me.
Yeah. So today, November 14th, Remy LeBeau was introduced into the Marvel Rivals world. Shishi, have you played yet?
oh no, but I'm gonna make a name for myself. I cannot wait. I'm so looking forward.
That kind of sounded like a threat.
Oh yeah, a
Boo!
threat and a promise.
Boo! Get her out! I'm seeking a new host, please. I can't take it anymore. She did a bad impression of a bad impression of Remy LeBeau. That, yeah, I mean, I feel like Ryan got in my head, Snacks got in my head a little bit with like how difficult it seems, but I was like watching a couple of the videos. I'm sure I will. It won't be. Can I just get another Scarlet Witch style character that I really like? Like, please make Rogue a really manageable tank. Please. Make
Mm,
Cyclops a fun, Punisher esque, like, pew 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 kind of like, don't make me aim. Stop making me aim in these games. It's not fair. I'm
Just
bad
need
at it.
a little bit of auto lock. Never hurt anybody.
Come on. Um, all
you
right.
need a Mercy. There was a character in Overwatch whose name was Mercy, and like her whole thing was that like you really just healed with her. Like you held like she had like her healing staff, and you could either be healing someone or damage boosting with it. And then you could like switch to an alternate pistol, but really it was all about her like that's her kit. And
Yeah,
like I think that's the
fine.
one. You'll find I don't know who it'll be. Maybe Kitty Pride. I don't know.
As long as it's a character that I like, don't make me be like Boy or something, and it's like, oh, Boy is the most useful character in this
You
fucking
mean A
game.
boy? Because
Boo.
that's been pretty much. Well, look, I'm just saying, Punisher's right there. And I don't know that I've ever seen you play as him.
I have, but not often.
I was gonna say, I
Like
was like, it is.
maybe once or twice, like
Just
not very
saying, maybe as like we were talking about, maybe that's the answer. Is you just go with like Shooty McShooterson from
spray and
Shootsville,
pray, as
like,
Andy
yeah,
likes to say.
Shooty McShooterson. That should be your username from now on.
Yeah,
it's
or
already Bernice.
my PlayStation handle is or my rivals handle is be nice I'm a baby, because I'm not good at the game and I want people to know that I'm a baby and they can't be mean to me. Did I freeze?
And has that worked out for you?
Like it fine, but it says be nice I'm a baby, but everyone thinks it looks like Bernice the baby. So my new nickname is Bernice.
So they're like, fuck that baby with the old lady name.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, so jumping into today's topic, we are talking about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. But before we do that, we always like to hear a little bit about the origin stories of our guests. So, Micah, what is your origin story with Marvel? Like you said, you're a comic book movie person. Did you read comics? Like, what's your history with Marvel?
So I was a very sporadic comic book reader because my mom didn't want to spend the money, um, which is fair.
Reasonable. Yeah.
So I would generally just like buy whatever covers interested me the most whenever I had some allowance money. And I think one of the clearest and earliest memories I have was picking up the X Babies
Oh my
comic
god.
book.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not going to date myself. Please don't look up when those originally came out. Um, and just having the time of my life. And then around the same time, because I can't remember the timeline very well, um, I always pronounce it amalgam. I know it's amalgam,
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
The
Uh-huh.
crossover between DC and Marvel, specifically Wonder Woman versus Storm, which
Mm.
then resulted in the Amazonian.
I don't know nothing
Y'all,
about her.
oh, let me tell you. And
Please go.
some of these fights were nasty because I think it was Wolverine versus Batman was the other one that I had, and then there was one more that I can't
Mm.
quite recall. But Diana, Princess of Themyscira, versus the Goddess of Weather, outrageous. And this was a
And
not.
it
Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, it feels like they're going to start by fighting, but then they're just going to be like, actually, we should just be best friends
Yeah.
Oh,
because like
it
they
was
feel like so similar in a
the
wonderful way.
respect. That was what made it
Absolutely.
so. Because actually, it was the other way around. They had the conversation before, and they said, "Well, look, we don't necessarily have to do this. We probably shouldn't. We're both on the same side." And then it was like, "Well, we kind of have to, so let's do it with honor and fight as hard as you can, sister." And I remember Diana calling
Ugh.
Aurora's sister, and I was like,
Oh, T.
"Okay,
T
okay."
See,
And it got a little rough, but in the end, Weather Witch took it.
of and does
Oh,
always.
it
So
was.
what's the Amazonian?
So then, after all of the battles were complete, they put out just a single shot issue of those two battling characters merged.
Oh.
And I will never forget the cover of the Amazonian. It is just imagine Storm's original white regalia, the big, gigantic wings, but in Wonder Woman colors. It was absolutely
huh.
sickening. It was sickening. I can't remember the story to save my life, but I just remember her standing on what looked like Pride Rock, thunder, lightning, and this big old Wonder Woman costume. Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Aurora of Themyscira is what.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
it was
Oh,
everything.
that's great.
oh,
It
it's just the Amazon. It's not the Amazonian.
oh the Amazon. Yeah. Ooh, that
Very cool.
whole look through that whole lineup, and you will
Amalgam.
see some amazing things like the
Amazing.
I forget the character when they combined Batman and Wolverine, but Batman alone is terrifying. Imagine him with adamantium claws and an even worse attitude.
Right.
Oof. But yeah,
Yeah, I see it. This is very, very cool. Okay, I'll have to dig into this. I definitely had heard of it before, but yeah, this is pretty cool. So here and there with comics, but was there anything in particular that kind of like made you into really like loving comic book movies? Like, what was it? What really brought you in?
can answer this with 110% confidence. Batman Returns, Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman.
T for
Mm.
for me as well. I definitely think that was really important.
Ruined me in the best way possible, because I was already young and confused. And at that point, I didn't know if I wanted to be with Michelle Pfeiffer or if I wanted to be Michelle Pfeiffer. It definitely
Huh?
turned out to be the latter.
Sure.
Um, but then rewatching it over time and growing up, realizing like the metaphor of femininity and how it's perceived in society, how she's expected to act, and how she just decided to flip all of that upside down and be the absolute most psychotic, hypersexual, weaponizing her body. Like, it was
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. And to this day, if anyone starts counting, you will still hear me go 4 or 5, still alive. Like, and
Icon.
nobody knows what I'm
Icon.
doing. But I just,
That's that Instagram meme or that meme that's like when I say like blah 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 and no one knows what I'm
yes,
referencing. Yeah,
yes.
that's yours.
It was that movie really just like firmly got me going on the movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Shauna, what was your first like comic movie that like really stuck with you?
I mean, honestly, it was probably the 1989 Batman. That was absolutely one that I had like the action figures for, and like I had like that Batmobile as a toy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like that was really very integral. I think was like that era of Batman, and
Yeah.
then eventually turning into the animated series, and of course X-Men, the original. Like thinking, I was actually just thinking this in terms of like Gambit, and like because Gambit was one of my Gambit and Nightcrawler were probably two, and Cyclops. Those are like my big three favorite characters. And like realizing in a certain way of like, oh, like especially in with Gambit, I'm like, I like this character because I'm attracted to him. And I did
Sure.
not know
100%.
that at the time, but and even like looking back at like the pro wrestlers I like and all of those kinds of like, oh, actually, okay, this all checks
Yeah.
out in a way that I did not have the words, language, or wherewithal to kind of figure out in real time, but did ultimately, like with hindsight of, oh, actually, okay. But yeah, no, I love those stories.
The three of those three characters in particular all are also quite principled. So like Gambit lives by the code of thieves. Nightcrawler is, of course, a devout Catholic, and then Scott is, your textbook Boy Scout. Like, it's kind of interesting. There's something there, Shauna. There's something about an attraction to someone who adheres to a code. Because I don't see it. I mean, I see it for all of them, to be clear. Especially now, Nightcrawler is so fucking hot in the comics. Like, they really have made him into a
It's
slut.
it's the most unnecessary,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm
Why
so
has he got a
grateful
beard?
for it. Why is
Why
he
has he got a
caked up
daddy
like
beard?
that?
Why was he a Spider-Man for a second? Because that was great. Did either of you read Uncanny Spider-Man?
No.
Oh, it's post the fall of Krakoa when all the like mutants are disbanded or whatever. Nightcrawler takes on a basically like a Spider-Man guise, and he becomes the Uncanny Spider-Man. It's like a 4-issue mini run. It's pretty
Hmm.
interesting. Um, so any other like major Marvel or DC either way like moments for you, Micah?
Um, as far as movies specifically,
Just like part things that kind of defined your nerddom.
hmm I have to echo what Shauna said. It was that pipeline of Batman the Animated Series, X Men. I mean, you could not pull me away from the TV when X Men was on. Do not talk to
Yeah,
me. I did I don't know what it was, like a Pizza Hut book reading challenge or whatever, so I could get the VHS tape so I could watch it whenever. I didn't actually read the books, I just lied.
yeah,
Um,
of course.
and then on to oh my gosh, it
The
just fell out of
movies.
my head. I
The
mean, it was
movies.
it was the typical, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
people had some opinions about it, but Riddler and Two Face. I loved Jim Carrey anyway, so seeing Jim Carrey
same.
as the Riddler made sense.
Yeah,
And God, we just cannot skip over Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy.
could never.
The terrible one-liners, just it was everything to me that like comic book movies were meant to be when they were goofy and over the top.
Yes.
Perfection.
I was gonna do that as I told Lady Freeze as I pulled her plug. This is a one-woman show. I That's one of those ones that if when I say that and nobody understands it, like that one breaks my heart. But I think I followed the exact same pipeline. I don't know. I didn't start with the original Batman, but Batman Returns, specifically Michelle Pfeiffer as Batman or as Catwoman, specifically Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, and how scary Danny DeVito was as Oswald Cobblepot. Like,
repulsive.
incredible. That really like solidified. I was like, this is good stuff. And then for the next ones to be like, you know, Batman Forever was fine. Like I liked the villains in that one, but Batman and Robin,
Girl,
babe,
girl.
Alicia Silverstone, babe, babe.
I mean, when you just talk about some of the scenes in the movie, some of the artistic choices they made, like revealing Poison Ivy by doing like a burlesque out of a giant gorilla
Gorilla
suit.
suit.
What are we
Yeah,
doing here? What is
yeah,
this
yeah.
is
God.
camp. This is
Or
entertainment.
the three of them at the end standing around an upside down computer, and he's like, oh, it's gonna take us so long to do it, and then she like hits it twice and like types a couple letters and the screen reverses. Like, what an icon.
What
What an icon.
Chris O'Donnell doing the laundry where he's being extra and like flipping the laundry around like his
Oh
legs
God.
out the water. I know it's trite. I know people have said it before. Part of my gay awakening because I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Well,
Why are
that
we
was the hard plastic nipples and anatomically correct super suits. That really that did us all in. Like,
and the ice skates that came out of the boots? What was going on?
okay, boots. The definition of boots.
Oh, you said skate boots? Boots the house skate down.
Yeah.
Nipples.
Oh, but boots the house down is actually now only in reference to when Batman and Robin click their heels together and ice skate. That's when I say boots the house down, that's what I mean.
It's like the
um
new Rocky Horror Picture Show. You go see it, and everybody has to scream "Boots the house down" when the ice skates come out.
yes,
More
please.
movies should have public viewings with audience callbacks. I think that we are really missing that as a society, and we need to bring that back.
Participatory movies.
Start the organizing in your respective cities. We're going to get this done.
Please imagine like the amount of times I have to be told, and I think this is maybe why Sean and I never end up sitting next to each other because I can't keep color commentary to myself. If something
we would just be like da 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 the entire time. Like, is that no? I'm constantly like, I want to say this to Ryan.
I know.
don't want to yell this
Ryan
over
gets
chat.
so mad.
No,
Snacks hates it.
That's funny. I could absolutely see that exact dynamic of like Uxie will be like, he's okay with it, like, but like,
yeah, Uxie will allow it. He'll giggle, but after a while, I'll tell you to shut up. Okay. Speaking of telling me to shut up, let's get into our movie of the day. We are talking about Shang Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. It came out in the year 2020 and
Great year.
no, 2021. I'm sorry. Thank you. And we're just gonna jump right into it. But before we do that, actually, overall, Micah, what did you think? Was this a rewatch or a first watch?
This was a rewatch for me. I've definitely watched it a couple of times because I do love it.
Uh-huh. And this was a rewatch for me too. It really kind of I think one of my most consistent notes was like, God, this is a good origin story. Like, this is a great origin story. But I'm the most curious to hear about Shauna's because this was your first watch.
I really liked it, honestly. I thought it was very enjoyable in a way that I was not expecting, just because I do not have I just don't, and again, maybe it's just my perception of the way everybody talked about like this like era of Marvel movies, but honestly, I wish that it was promoted with how it started in that kind like I feel like they felt they couldn't give the game away of what it was, but also it really did it a disservice in hindsight of not having this kind of modern like the like slacker turned actually like very competent person, but just enjoys being like with his like bestie friend who like is they're mostly platonic, but also maybe not. But like, you
Yeah.
can't like
I could have done without that, but we'll get into that.
fair.
Like I definitely, when in the scene where they like meet her family and she's like, when are you guys gonna get married? And he's like, we're just friends. And then there's nothing else through the entire movie until the very end where I'm like, ugh, wait, are they trying to like make them be like romantic interests or whatever? Let them be friends. Okay. Anyways, so we're gonna jump into the plot. So we are introduced to Sean in the beginning of the movie. We get a lovely little sort of flashback that tells us about this scary man and his powerful bangles. They're not rings, they're bangles, and I cannot believe that we have to call them rings. Rings go on your fingers, bangles go on your arms, and he has
Well,
10 bangles.
it's a ring shape.
Don't
Okay.
All bangles are
Withdraw.
rings, but not all rings are bangles.
Withdrawn, Your Honor.
Thank you. So
That's what that one semester of law school gets me. Hey, callback.
Motion to change the name of the movie Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Bangles. Can I get a second?
Bang.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we get this
That was supposed to be
lovely.
Alexi Mateo. That was where I was going for there.
Oh, bam!
Yeah, but bang,
Bangle.
because they're
Yes.
bangles.
Yep.
Yeah,
No, I got
thank
it. I
you.
got it. I
Yeah,
picked it up.
just
Thanks so
making
much.
sure.
Micah's not feeling it. So Sean is introduced as a valet in San Francisco, living a low-key life with his best friend Katie. Let's start there. Pause there because Katie is played by Aquafina.
I'm like, that's where I was like, is that Aquafina? Oh yeah, no, it is. She sounds like that spider from the movie my kid likes. Yeah.
Micah, I did see you go full Aurora Monroe, and I only saw the whites of your eyes when I said Katie. Yeah, you know, go
Here's
ahead. Go ahead.
my thing. Okay. And this is going to be very, very specific to probably me, and that's fine. Not the part that where I don't like Aquafina. That's, I think, I feel like a general consensus. But what pisses me off even more, if you cannot tell, I'm a fan of everything everywhere all at once.
Yes.
So seeing Stephanie Sue in
Yes.
this film in a minor role
Not
when
even a
she
minor role.
very well could have been cast as Katie and absolutely killed it, pisses me off. It
T.
pisses me off. And if I never hear Aquafina's voice ever again, I will be very happy.
It's that is a very good point, and I hadn't even considered that because I definitely took a note during that scene when I was like, is that the woman from Everything Everywhere All at Once? And then
His.
I looked and it sure was, and I was like, oh, it's so strange seeing her play this very demure, like kind of nothing character. And my note about Aquafina was that like I haven't watched her on anything in a while, and I feel like she has definitely started to scale back her affectation and whatever. And so in this movie, after not seeing it after a while, I was like, oh, kind of find her endearing. Like, I don't like her. I don't think she's particularly a good actor. But I wasn't as bothered by her as I was when I first saw her again. I was like, ugh. And then I kind of got over it. But yeah, Stephanie Sue would have been so much better.
Yeah. I was thinking about how to say this today, and I won't apologize to anyone, listening to this because I mean what I say and I'm going to stand in the paint. To me, Aquafina is like the Taylor Swift of acting,
Okay.
where it's not horrible,
Uh-huh.
it's entertaining, but
Sure.
at the same time, it's the same thing every time. Like,
One note.
it's one
One
note.
note.
And anytime I
Yeah.
see her in a movie where she's not appropriating what she
Right.
considers black culture, um, it's just Aquafina. Like, I can never see a character. It's just her yelling and making quirky asides and moving around erratically.
Wow, Stephanie Sue would have added such a fucking depth to that character.
I would have been rooting for them to get married by the end of the film. Like,
Yes, yes.
She's very Zoe Deschanel, like, where just like, I'm a quirky girl. Look how quirky I am.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
my thing is I'm quirky. Yeah, like
it's just
it's the girl in the grocery aisle where she puts the thing on her head and she's like,
It's like, I'm so
like she's so
crazy.
crazy. And it's I
So
will give
crazy.
her this. I will give her this towards the end of the film when they're having more
Yes,
serious conversations. I did see something. Like she
yes.
was actually emoting and it was just this subtle performance where I was like, "Okay, girl, like it's there. Like
That was when I
do
took that note.
yeah, do more of
I
that."
liked her plot. Yeah, like I liked her story notes. I thought they were
Yes.
very good. Like I appreciate that as someone again who dropped out of first semester of law school. Like I love that. Please
And
enjoy your valet life. Good for you.
there was a couple of moments, and we're definitely jumping around a little bit, but there's a couple of moments where there's quotes that are sort of given to her, directed to her, that I was like, yeah, there are so many of us that are actually disconnected with their culture, and that is more about Katie than Aquafina, but then it is also kind of about Aquafina, who just performs a different culture than her own. And it's like, I don't know, maybe that's why it was better to have her than Stephanie Sue, because there was that additional layer of being like, we all kind of see Aquafina as this fucking goof that like is not to be taken seriously. And by the end, I took a note. I was like, okay, I'm not as annoyed with her as I thought I would be. So, great little side combo there, gang. I'm glad we addressed it. So, Katie and Sean are on their bus ride to work, and some members of what we learn to be the Ten Rings organization attack Sean, and he pulls out some stunts, some flips, some tricks, and it's really cool. We get it. We get this first glimpse of like, oh, he's not what we think he is. And they want his pendant. That's what they tell us pretty much right away. But yeah, what did we think about this first major action sequence?
That dude has a blade for his arm.
It's a
Razor
razor actually for
fist.
his fist.
Razor
You'll notice
fist.
you'll notice his license plate was not blade arm, it was razor fist.
Not gonna call him that.
That's fine.
Taser face. Razor fist. Like, okay.
It was definitely it definitely sucked you in. Like I think
Yes.
In.
Marvel sucked you in like that pigtail. Marvel has definitely tried to like give us new action sequences, but like this is on a much smaller scale. Like this isn't New York versus in Aliens. This is we are on a city bus and everybody is confused as hell. I
And
want
someone's filming it.
someone's
Like,
filming Clev. Love some Clev.
Clev.
Alex Snyder.
Yeah,
I
I
sent
want
him a video. Sorry, go ahead, Micah, please.
I want to know why the bus driver was wearing headphones while he was driving.
Oh, baby, that's what they do. You,
Yeah, I
you want to
mean,
hear what people are talking about on the bus, girl?
I don't, but in New York State, that's illegal.
They're in San Francisco.
I know, but it can anyway. And then
You're like,
they just gave that man a concussion. He hit his head on that steering wheel, passed out, and then it was just hell from there. Y'all destroyed that poor girl's laptop. Like it
all
was
those cars.
all
Things
those
got bad.
cars. That's how I know I'm an adult because I'm stressed out by all those things. Like I'm trying to get to
Same.
work, and now
What if I
there's
was just getting
This man
coffee?
just punched my laptop with his fucking, like, not to be
His
confused
razor
with
arm.
a blade arm. Yeah.
His blade arm.
Don't call it a blade arm. It's been here for
Don't
years.
call it a
Yeah.
comeback, and I won't call it a blade arm. One of my notes in that was that bus driver definitely would have been Stan Lee if he were still alive.
Oh yeah,
That would have been Stan Lee.
yeah.
Boy, that's a different. Well, and I think again with I wish things like that scene were in the like because I feel like they made it seem like this very kind of traditional like the aesthetic of the like not what's
Talo.
the place called Talo. Thank you. I was like
Yeah.
yeah
Yeah, not Kung Lao,
not
which is
right, not that, but like well
Mortal Kombat.
but also I think that that's kind of one of those things where I do wonder, not that you can't have two stories like this in the Marvel universe, because you absolutely can, but also I feel like this movie really missed having the name recognition of just making it a different Iron Fist, and just if everything else was the same and you just had it be a different, not Danny Rand, but like or even have it be Asian Danny Rand. Who cares? I don't care. What I call him, whatever his name is. It doesn't matter. But like,
Right.
I think that if you had done that, I feel like it would have done better. And not to say that they made a mistake in not doing that, or that they because again, I don't. That is not the perspective I have. But also, I do think it did
Right.
hurt it in the grand scheme of the ways in which introducing Iron Fist as a major player and would have helped them in the grand scheme of advancing this era. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Totally. I did think something similar just around like why did they choose Shang-Chi and not Iron Fist? Because I mean, again, not knowing enough about the similarity or the differences in their like power sets or whatever. I think an uninformed person, I don't know, maybe they were like, we can have more than one Asian superhero, which I guess
Which
is the
like
right,
absolutely yes.
yeah, the right answer. It's just surprising that they didn't, I guess, is maybe what it is. Is
Yeah,
like
maybe in that.
in a world where we got Black Widow after she died, like the fact that we have two
Thank you.
Asian characters that are, basically like Avengers or like, part of major teams, is really interesting. And what made me think that, and as I'm kind of jumping back into the plot, when he's giving the background about what happened, or like his experience, and like there were a couple parts of the flashbacks that I wanted to address. The first being when we see how, yeah, please.
I was gonna say, actually, before we move right along, I want to say also, I feel like the actual, but I feel that, and I guess I feel the same way of the Eternals should have just been the with Black Bolt, the Inhumans.
Oh, the Inhumans.
The Inhumans,
Interesting.
yeah.
Like the Eternals should have just been the Inhumans, and like it felt like they tried to reinvent the wheel in this era in a way that it just kind of, again, I'm a Marvel nerd, like I had read and I'd never heard of Shang-Chi, and again, that isn't to say that like they have that's the only character I've never heard of, but also I feel like I can't be alone in not having necessarily had the background on this character. And like like the Guardians of the Galaxy were the same way, where they elevated them up, and I think that was ultimately the goal, was to elevate this property, create something new, and I think that is a positive goal.
Agreed. And the thing though that you mentioned is you talked about two controversial, if not arguably objectively bad adaptations, and so it probably does make more sense to just do something similar enough that people won't feel completely bamboozled by introducing this type of character, but different enough that it's like, oh, this could have been the Inhumans. I don't think I had thought that about the Inhumans until I've never thought that until just now. It's basically kind of like the same, not the same plot, but like the same welcome to meeting this entire new race of beings that have existed the whole time and we've never known about them, and now
And
here
they're up
you
in
are,
space.
and they're up in space, and now you get
they
to
live
know
on the
them.
other side of the moon,
and now there's way too many of them for you to try to learn in a 3-hour movie, but that's our next one, so hang tight while we carve out a few days for that fucking movie.
We'll give you
Kumail Nanjiani's here.
We'll give you the answers next time
on X-Men. So in the flashback, in one flashback we see when Shang-Chi's father and mother met, in Talo, and they have this incredible, beautiful choreographed fight scene. And I did take this note. One of them is just like, I don't have the language for it, but like there's something so beautiful about that specific artistic style and kung fu and like, or martial arts or whatever the appropriate language is. And then you add the additional color imagery and how it's shot and the stunts. And like, I never saw Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but I just remember that being considered, this incredible, yeah,
Word.
I've never seen it, but I
I've
remember it
never seen
being
it
like such a
actually,
game
other than
changer.
like I saw. No, I never watched. I saw because I've seen it in the ways in which I know. Yeah.
But I've never watched it. I've never watched the movie.
If I can speak to that, and I will make it very brief, I
Please.
saw Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in theaters.
Uh-huh.
That was the first time I fell in love with Michelle Yeoh, who coincidentally is also in this movie. And
Okay.
I do not know, this is purely speculation, but I feel like she had an influence on that scene in particular because it
Sure.
was very akin to Crouching Tiger in that, yes, it's martial arts, it's combat, but it's also dance. It's about
Dance, yeah.
movement and precision and like how your partner
Energy.
moves. And it was
Yeah.
just, that's the exact first thing when I saw that scene. I was like, this is Crouching Tiger, Hidden
That
Dragon.
had me sucked. I was so on the like, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Okay. Like
And
again,
When
everything.
it was
This
somehow
movie just,
slutty.
yeah.
It was
I mean,
this
very
movie,
sexual. And I loved
yeah,
it.
yeah, like I was watching it while like my partner was asleep, and like they like woke up at one point, and they were like started like, and they're like, they like kept watching, like, no, I should go back to bed, but like I want to know more. I want to watch this again with you. Like was
it's
like their
beautiful.
reaction. Yeah, like but
My,
and I think that speaks to exactly where this movie. I think it is absolutely. I feel like it's the opposite of Black Widow. I think it's an absolute shame that this kind of got so hidden
yeah,
and is so not a part of the greater world of Marvel, but I think there's such a possibility with like the magical element and the
yes. And that was my note. My note was like this is the impact of Crouching Tiger. Like I know that there's obviously been, traditional kung fu movies and before and after, but like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was a game changer in cinema in terms of how it was filmed and what it introduced into the contemporary, conversation about art. And to see it and again have Michelle Yeoh have her own moment again later, like if if it wasn't her direct influence, it was her influence by way of that film that impacted the movie, and then having her in there adds just this additional layer. So yeah, we also get a flashback of how basically Shang Chi, as we learn his real name, and they have a very funny scene where she kind of roasts him for changing his name from Sean to Shang Chi,
Fair.
like
Fair.
totally fair, roasted. Only she can make, like, that is an in community joke that I don't think that any of us are allowed to make, but it was funny to observe. But there we see how he was trained and this like really intense battle, and we also learn about his sister, and they're on their way to meet her because Shang-Chi got this postcard and blah blah blah. And it all turns out to be an elaborate trap. But when she when they're talking on the plane and they're like showing the flashback of him going through training, he was in this like yellow uh training suit basically, and it kind of looked like a little bit like uh what is the like iconic martial artist, it's
Bruce
not
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, thank you. It kind of looked a little Bruce Lee-ish, and so I was like, "Oh, is this some type of nod to like some? Did he wear like a yellow suit in his early days?" And so I googled it, and oh no, it's not that. My notes were, is that yellow suit he's wearing a nod to some type of classic suit? And then I Googled it, and as it turns out, it's racist. It's just the yellow suit is not racist, but it did lead to something racist, which was when Shang-Chi was originally introduced, he was named the Yellow Claw, and he was literally yellow tinted. He was like a gold person. So, right? This is why we can't have nice things.
Okay.
But again, and okay, you know what? Yeah. I guess.
And it's better now.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yep. Go ahead, Sean.
Wasn't there another one like that had something where like they changed the name to a like, oh, that's so much better from this very obviously racist origin? And I'm trying to think.
Statistically,
yeah, but I'm just right, and I'm just like, I'm blinking on. There was one that I remember that I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm glad that's not that anymore.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Speaking of that flashback happening on the plane, and this is just something that has bothered me ever since I first saw that movie. Your valet in San Francisco, Katie lives with her family.
Sure.
How the hell did you afford 2 plane tickets to Macau? Like at the drop of a hat.
Everything. Yeah. Well, let's take into consideration she lives with her family, so she's not paying rent. Probably as a means to be able to.
Did she pay for them?
Who knows? They just
said I felt like he probably had some kind of something that he had found a way to make money for, and maybe just had like a secret, like, former member of a criminal organization fund bank account that he never touched, and just like.
I took it that she bought it because she made the whole point. She was like, no, I'm coming with you. You're not going to Macau by yourself. So maybe she was just really pushy and asked for it. But I did think the same thing. I was like, I could not buy a plane ticket if you said, we have to go right now. I'd be like, I don't know what to tell you, babe. Like, you got miles?
Also, if my best friend, I just found out, was like this like incredible martial artist and just got attacked by multiple assassins, and he's like, well, I've got to go face more assassins to help my sister, I would be like, well, you have good luck with that, because what the fuck am I going to do?
Make sure
other than get in the way and possibly get hurt.
Text me when you
I'm
land.
not going to be like, yeah, I was like, I'm not going to be like, and we should be like a buddy cop comedy here of like, maybe this dynamic is not what I am needed and can provide here. However, I wish you luck.
One of my notes was like, wow, thank God there's all these driving side quests for Katie, because like she drives to Talo, she drives the bus. Like, okay, got it. She's got to prove her point. She's here. She's here for a reason.
I'm helpful.
Right, exactly. So they travel to Macau. They go to this fighting ring to meet his sister. Here are some of my notes. I just watched She-Hulk. I had just watched She-Hulk like a few weeks ago, and seeing the Abomination crossover from the other side is really, really fun and cute. Did you watch She-Hulk yet, Sean? I feel like I've asked you this.
Oh yeah, no, I did watch She-Hulk, because that was I did absolutely, was all on board.
So then they have this big, okay, we're gonna fight, and Simu Liu has to take his shirt off. And my note was, I wonder if Simu Liu is naturally smooth or if they made him shave, because he has the tiniest little happy trail, like the tiniest little happy trail. Of course, I noticed that.
I'm just imagining you pausing it and being like, just gotta.
What's the stubble count?
I just gotta make sure.
Right. No, that's natural. That's natural. I don't see enough stubble. That's natural. But there is another note about me objectifying Simu Liu much later. But we are introduced to his absolute fucking brick shit house, bad bitch sister, Shu Xiaoling. She is sporting a bob.
What's your name, B.O.B.? So they're calling you Bob?
Bob. It is a fuck-ass bob.
With the banging. With the banging.
And then
Girl.
she smokes her brother. She absolutely wrecks his shit and knocks him unconscious. And the fight, again, another really cool fight scene that's like very brief. And she knocks him out, they bring him back, and we get a little bit of the backstory about Xialing, where we learn, excuse me, that we learned that their mom died, and that it was quite traumatic for them. And he basically abandoned her and left her alone for 6 years.
Which
And
that felt like one of those like, this is only happening because of the plot, not
yes,
like I was like, that part where you are being trained to be this like X, Y, and Z, like, future head of criminal or whatever, and you're like, I can't do it. I'm just going to leave, abandon all my responsibility. And
yeah.
the father's like, this is fine. Bye-bye.
We get that a little bit later, but we get this we see a little bit more into their dynamic. And as they are starting to like kind of realize that they've been set up, the 10 rings come and we get another massive fight scene, like multi-layered, multi-tiered, multi-room fight scene that was just, again, truly incredible. My first note was like, I don't think I could even step outside onto that scaffolding, especially the bamboo scaffolding.
Hell
Like,
no.
what do you mean this shit is tied together with ropes? I need science. I need heat involved. I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to trust this, but
I need
I'm
galvanization. I need
I'm from
chemical
America.
processes.
Yeah.
Like,
I need to know that this shit is solid.
I need a handrail. I need OSHA.
Where's OSHA?
Because
Where's OSHA? That's what
this
I want to
shit
know.
makes no sense. And then
Yes.
on that point, and also on Shauna's point, here come fuck ass Katie. Why are you even? Let's be
Go.
honest. Let's be
Go.
honest. You need to be behind me, 10 feet preferably.
Just go hide.
Something, because yes, we got to
Run
go.
away with all the other people.
Yeah, we're going out this way. That's fine, but we got to clear a path because you can't do shit. And here you are, 30 stories off the ground, like the worst stripper in Alabama on a Tuesday, screaming for your life. And now I got to deal with this. I don't, it's too
That
much.
was too much.
It's
It
too
was too
much.
much.
Yeah,
When
those
she was
pools are scary.
when
Being
she
up
was on
there,
that,
get out of here.
yes, I was so scared. I was like, I don't know. Oof. Obviously I can't even like I can't think of words for what I would do because it was so fucking scary.
It would have been a wrap for me.
Yeah, I'm just letting go.
I've
Like
been
I
like, you
can't
know
do
what?
it anymore.
Get me off of this pole, and then I was wrong. Go ahead and give me a ticket back. It's
Right.
been great spending
I'll cover for
time
you
with
at work.
you. I'll catch you in San Fran. Bye, girl.
Right. Shauna, what do you think of this giant this fight scene?
It was fun. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was I appreciated the line where she's like, "Well, you left me," or I left you like you left me, and I was like, "That's
Yes.
fair." You know
Gotcha.
what? Valid. But you still came
Yeah.
back, and because you're not like awful, like it really made it like,
Yes. It was a nice, okay, we've acknowledged the harm you did. I've moved, like, I paid you back. And it kind of feels like they just don't really worry about it from there on out. They're just like on the same page
yeah.
about, okay, things are bad. I did the scene where he's fighting the Chinese Taskmaster, who I like. We never got that character's name, but it's just Taskmaster again in this movie.
Wait, is it? No,
No, it's
wait,
not. But
no.
it's like
I had to
it's
think about it. I was like, wait, no, wait.
Didn't they call him like the
just no
general
name
or
B-list
something?
villain. Yeah, I don't remember, but the scene where they are fighting right before Wenwu when the dad comes in, and they're like fighting in front of this giant neon screen and it's like hyper pop colors. And I was like, this is so fucking cool. This is beautifully shot, staged, all of it. It was really, really remarkable. And then his dad comes and things go left. He brings them to the Ten Rings compound. This is where I wrote my note. Oh my God, the Ten Rings are actually just Scarlet Witch's bangles. So in Marvel Rivals, the Scarlet Witch gets a power up where she has like these circles all handling around her, and we have all this. We call them her bangles, and so it's Scarlet Witch and the Legend of the Ten Bangles.
The crossover we didn't know we needed.
Exactly. So, blah, blah, blah. When Wu is introduced as the wielder of the 10 mystical rings, he brings them back to the compound and starts to let them in on his little plot that he believes their deceased mother, Yingli, is alive and calling to him from her ancestral home, Talo. He wants to invade the village to rescue her. And they quickly are like, well, that seems suspicious, and make a plan to escape, where we meet Trevor Slattery, the Mandarin from Iron Man 3, which I didn't watch before this, I don't think. So I was like, okay, cute.
Oh, no, so that was the movie I watched way back when,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I remember it being like they made this like, because again, the Mandarin was the like big Iron Man villain of that era, like of the era preceding, like he was like in like Marvel Legend, like all of those kinds of like Ultimate Alliance, like he was like a bad guy in that. Like he was someone, and then they're like, wait, they just made this a fucking like joke that he is this just paid actor. Like, really, that was the route they like. And I was not a fan of that plot. So for them to kind of come back and actually like, no, it was both. You're right. What an insult that was. And I love the way they kind of explain that. But also another thing that they could have done a better job of talking about in the advertisement for the movie of like, because I know they didn't want to give away the like game that this guy was going to be in it and that like, but also actually talking about like this being like, I think really playing up the fact that it was that he is actually, for essentially the Mandarin, like this big bad of Iron Man, just not going to call him that for a lot of reasons. And like, I appreciate that. Like,
it was a cool
oh yeah,
switch.
because I remember like when I started watching, I was like, wait, is this the fucking Mandarin? Like, is he actually like they like? I didn't even like think of that until I was like, oh, but wait for like they never said his name, and I was like, oh, I bet like and yes, but no, but yes.
I think they could have used that conversation at the dinner where he's like almost laughing about how ridiculous it was. Like I think he says the line, he named himself after his favorite, Chinese dish. Like I feel like they could have done one of those trailers where it's just like, snippets from the movie. You don't actually see Win Woo, but you hear this conversation, just snippets of it to get that question of like, wait a minute, are we meeting the actual Mandarin? Because like you said, Shauna, that would have like pulled people in and been like, but there was no Mandarin. It was a fake character. So now you're saying it's real? Question mark. Here we go.
Yes. And what's most important out of all of this is Morris.
Would die for Morris.
I would die for Morris.
I don't know where your face is. I will die for you.
He's sensitive about it.
He's very sensitive about that, yeah.
Like, when I tell you that's Toad, like, that's just Toad.
It's so.
Toad is my Morris. The best fucking little creature to have been ever introduced in any Marvel film, including Rocket and Groot. I would tear Rocket in half for Morris, if I'm being honest with you. So Morris leads us to Talo through a wild maze of trees and things, and we are graced with the presence of Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh
Auntie.
as Auntie Ying Nan, who basically ties the world together, like starts to really weave it all together, that she is not actually calling to him from beyond, from Talo. He is being manipulated by the one who dwells in darkness. We get this very cool story about the Great Protector and their big dragon, who is so fucking cool. Though there were a couple of things that I was just curious. So I want to go through my notes. This is where you can tell things were starting to get a little unhinged. I was just getting recklessly stoned, and it goes, the maze to Talo. Thank God for all these driving side missions for Katie. The music of Talo is so pretty and cool. Oh my God, all caps, all the little Morrises, because we get to see more Morrises.
And they just greet him. We don't know how long he's been there. And they're like,
Michelle,
"Oh, hi, girl."
And Auntie says, look who made his way back home. So he's been missing. They knew. They've been waiting for Morris to return. Then Michelle Yeoh, in all caps. Okay, so the Dwellers in Darkness, I wonder if that will come back up. Like, I'm very curious if we'll ever get some, it's very Soul Eater, demonic-y, multi-dimensional, like multi-realm type stuff. Curious if they come back. And then the line that they say to Katie, if you aim at nothing, you hit nothing.
Hit nothing.
That's me telling jokes. I got it.
Fucking bars.
I'm just like, I'm aiming everywhere. Gotta hit something.
And also fucking bars also took me down too, because it is a bar.
It's fucking bars. And every time I watch that movie, I do the same thing. I'm like,
yeah. I wrote it down. It mattered that much to me. If you aim at nothing, you hit nothing.
It's great. It is it is a great line, and such a great way to think about what we're doing in like life, and especially someone who is very aimless and like I get.
Yes, it felt very poignant to hear that at that moment in time. Mm-hmm. So my next notes, I'm trying to be attentive to the Ring's origin, but we don't really ever get anything about it because they're also connected to the actual Bangles from Miss Marvel. And then my final two notes,
the Bangles cinematic universe.
The BCU.
Cinematic universe. My final two notes, all caps, Michelle fucking Yeoh in this training scene with Shang Chi. Is there anything she's not incredible at? No.
Mm-hmm.
No, the answer is no.
She's not formally trained in martial arts. It's
but
just
she is formally trained in dance.
She is, and serving cunt.
Peep that, because you know what? My thing about her is when the motherfuck ever they have her in the middle of some chaos, a fight scene, a combat scene, whatever, they zoom in on her face and she is the most unmotherfucking be bothered. Yeah. She could be sitting on the beach having a Mai Tai with the exact same face, and she looks at you like, yes, I am that bitch. And I will always respect her.
Here comes the sound.
Yes. Yep. Let me tell you about yourself, actually.
Yeah. And then my last note. Seeing Simu Liu in these linen pants, I just know it's fat. He's got a hog.
I just can't. I got nothing.
I know it's fat. I know it's fat.
10 million years dungeon.
I'll see you guys so much.
10 cock rings of Shang-Chi.
Because he needs 10 around that thing. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Inches Around.
I'm It's been great. I'm just gonna go ahead and call my Uber.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. So yeah, we get to see them training in this mystical arts. Shang-Chi learns to blend his father's disciplined fighting style with his mother's more fluid spiritual techniques. It's truly fucking beautiful. Again, another incredibly choreographed scene um, as we begin to prepare for Wenwu's attack.
Yeah. He's bistantial. Yeah.
He's bistantial.
Stantial, yeah, because he has the multiple. Yeah,
Yep.
that's where I was
If you
going
aim
with
at
it.
nothing, you get nothing.
That's fair.
So
I don't know.
just like
I think you still hit nothing. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
no.
just
Look, they're not all winners.
I'm
They're
just
not all winners.
but
Like I'm just trying to. No, I was trying to like, oh, he's bisexual. He's fluid like his mother, but he's very disciplined like his father, and so thus that combines to being.
it was
yeah,
fair.
because
Like there was something there. There's still something there. I believe in that, but I'm not sure. I agree with you. That wasn't it, but there's something. There's something.
but what I will say is that I've never met a disciplined bisexual before. So that's you're wrong in that regard, first and foremost.
Well, there's, and of course, who can. All right, but all right, never mind.
Okay, so
you did a little
I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the mic for this one because I need to say this. I've been preparing myself to say this, and there's a natural segue for it. So listen, I'm not
thrilled.
bisexual. Okay,
Okay.
I'm as
And
gay.
no one can make you say otherwise.
I'm as gay as the day is long. This movie put me in the most amount of bisexual distress I have been in since The Mummy. Okay? Because Shang-Chi, smash. His sister, smash. Wenwu,
Michelle.
smash. Michelle Yeoh, peg me, smash. I
Yeah.
mean, the Great Protector, smash. Like there was no relief for me in this film, and
The relief came
it was problematic. Okay, every time razor blade, arm blade, fist shing, I don't know, smash. Okay,
That thing has attachments. You
the
gotta
thing,
believe
you
that.
know it does.
Absolutely.
Because he put on that dragon blade a little bit too
Yeah.
quickly. He was primed and ready to go.
Go gadget dildo.
I know there's 3 bad dragons in his backpack, like just waiting for it. Okay, am I allowed to say that?
You are. I just hadn't thought about the bad dragon, dildo world in
Yep.
quite some time.
Yeah. Well, you know.
My very first, I'm thrilled to find out what the fuck you think a natural segue is from that. But my very first note in my personal note is okay. First of all, the dad is hot. Let's start there.
Let's say that.
Let's
Also,
wake that
mom smash like
stunner,
ugh,
mug,
effortlessly.
All these hoes are just muggy.
It
Very
made
attractive
no
movie.
sense.
No, really, like.
I mean, it made sense because in order to have 2 kids that look like that, you can't. I mean, I know it's a movie, but you can't cast somebody who's not already like blowing the boots off. Like, come on now.
Right. So we do get a quick flashback to the mom's actual death, where we see the descent into madness from Wenwu. How his wife's death. He basically, like all supervillains, if only I had not taken off these rings, I would have been able to save her. So quite sad. They do have an incredible interaction between Katie and Shang-Chi, where he reveals to her that he lied and that he did take on that first hit and he did kill the person. But he didn't run away. He just stayed in America. And he says, I'm going to do what he trained me to do. I'm going to kill him. And when he says, I'm going to do what he trained me to do, his eyes immediately started watering. And I was like, you better fucking act, Simu Liu. You better fucking act. Why is this man not in every single movie that we are watching right now? When is Shang-Chi going to fucking matter? And that is perhaps for the end of this conversation, but what the fuck?
And it's so disappointing because I was so excited at that post-credit scene where we are having these conversations with Bruce Banner, we're having these conversations with Captain Marvel, and I'm like, yes, okay, fantastic. So we've got the science side, we've got the space side, we've got the mystical side. Yes, I'm gonna see you real soon. Spoiler, not yet.
Still.
No mention, no word.
Can't wait. So we get to the big battle. The bad guys show up. We have a little bit of fight between the warriors of Talo and the 10 Rings. And then we get a big fight between Shang-Chi and his father.
Beautiful.
Wherein Shang-Chi does kind of get his ass whooped and he gets thrown into the water. But just like some of the greatest heroes of all time, they are awoken by the voice of their mother while they are underwater, and then the Great Protector shows her pretty ass up.
Smash. I won't be shamed for it. I just won't. She was beautiful.
Really, actually beautiful. Like, so well designed, so well, like, what a beautiful fucking, like, artistry. But, yeah, we get this, like, my notes, if the Great Protector is not on your side, girl, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Like, how, Wenwu, did you come to believe that you were, I mean, granted, again, manipulation, evil, all that stuff. So he starts punching this wall to try to get his wife out, and the soul eaters come out, and they collect enough souls that the one who dwells in darkness is released. Let's just talk about the
chaos. I'm kidding.
Not the one who dwells in darkness. That I really liked this series of twists. Not only did we have this giant unstoppable evil, but the 10 Rings had to join forces with the warriors of Talo, and then they're all kind of just trying to fuck people up. But yeah, I feel like I've just been like reciting what's happening and not pausing. Any thoughts around the Great Protector and the scene with the siblings kind of saving the day?
What I was really so entertained by, and I love it, was like this. So this whole film has just been people versus people, like on this very human, intimate scale, and then you're in a fucking kaiju battle, and like these two are going at it. Like when the Great Protector just straight up slams that bitch into the wall and like drags it up the cliff. I was like, you know what? Damn right. Damn right.
Deserved.
Like deserved, and also then to follow up with like, oh, I'm just gonna touch the water and then manipulate that to hold you. Brute force and just this beautiful energy. It was just like Shang-Chi. Like, yes, you got your dad's side of violence, and then you've got your mom's side of this beautiful mystical control. It was 10 out of 10.
Yes. So the things that one of the things that I took note of when the dragon is coming out, so they kept pointing out how Shang-Chi's mother says, like, you have the heart of our dragon. And when the dragon is finally, the dragon like kind of yields to Shang-Chi, like there's clearly a connection between Shang-Chi and this dragon. But when she is flying around, and she like flies past Xiaoling, she like makes eye contact with her, and it very much so in my head, I just heard the dragon go diva, and like they kind of like recognized each other.
Yes.
But it's because she also has the fucking heart of that dragon.
Yes.
Like she is of the same lineage. Like whatever it is about Shang-Chi, she has it too in fucking spades.
Yeah.
Because she had to discipline herself and do it all herself. And again, Xiaoling is just like a really fucking badass. But when he beats his father, I wrote it's because he trained his father and his mother, but his father thought the power was enough without the mom's technique. And then I realized, oh, it's gender. It's just gender. This is a story of gender.
Mm-hmm.
Gender magic, gender conformity. Like, obviously, that's a huge part of it. But watching his dad get his soul sucked out of him, LOL.
Not LOL.
Yeah, well, because he gets that gawk from the Dweller in Darkness.
Not the Nancy
So that's why you-
Reagan.
That's why you don't pick Smash.
That's exactly.
I mean, I would
Know
like
about
to die
that?
happy, but that's a little much.
Too much.
It's interesting to say like the gender magic, because I think that's what also made the sister so interesting. Because yeah, she was expected to stay in her gender roles and ignored during training, but she took it upon herself. So she crossed that line herself, and that's what made her so fucking powerful.
Yes, agreed. Okay, so we are getting sort of towards the end. The second boss, we get a second boss evolution where all the soul eaters drop those souls into his open waiting mouth, which is kind of hysterical. They're always like
Demon Bukkake.
I didn't
First
say
of all-
anything. I kept my mouth.
That's what it
Unlike
was.
this demon, mine stayed very shut there.
First of all, it would be Soul Bukkake.
I
not,
mean, it was
you know.
bukkakedemons.com. Let's just
Great. Shauna's homepage in the year 2023.
That's me.
Okay, so second boss evolution. The one who dwells in darkness tries to eat the soul from the great protector, and we get a cute little redemption moment with Katie.
So that bitch had never touched a bow in her life, and she was there for 24 motherfucking hours, if that. And you're telling me that this broad nailed this writhing, flying demon creature in the neck, precisely where it needed to be hit, from damn near a quarter mile over the water. What was the wind, Katie? What was the angle? Was the sun in your eyes? How much did
What's
you
the
draw
drag
back? How much strength did you need? Don't lie to me, bitch. You don't know what the fuck going on.
Talo magic, baby. I thought the exact same thing. It really wasn't even like the aim of it all, because if you think about how big that bitch was, like that's kind of a hard target to miss. It was the fact that she got it to fly that far.
That far. They were not by the shore at all.
Talo magic.
For she had been there for 18 hours. I'm tired.
Yep. So the one who dwells in darkness is defeated. Everyone kind of stays dead, which is a bummer. I definitely was like, so no one gets their souls back. Yikes. Sorry, Guangbo. Sorry, gang. All that matters is Michelle Yeoh survived. So
and was knocking bitches around.
Really was.
Because if I get hit in the chest with a bow staff and it doesn't kill me, I'm not getting back up. There's no conversation to be had. I'm good.
Like Trevor. Trevor laid down and was like, you know what? I actually think it's best that I stay on the ground.
Correct.
I'm not gonna get up. Get down, Morris. Lay down with me. Okay, so then there's, everything is cool. We win. We get some beautiful cultural traditions, and I'm obsessed with the dragon. And the movie ends with uh, Katie and Shang Chi being summoned by Wong, and there
Benedict.
being this sort of like, oh, cool, I guess he's gonna be in the Marvel movies now, and he is not. Um, but my last kind of notes, the post-credit scene, obviously, we get to see that Xiaoling has taken over the Ten Rings and has advanced some DEI policies with her femme fatale fighters. So we love to see it.
At the front. She said,
Right.
ladies to the front, dicks to the
Okay,
back.
ladies. Now let's get information. Um, they play an Anderson .Paak song at the end, which is a choice. I love Anderson .Paak. Um, but the only other note I have in there is apparently um, the sequel is called Shang-Chi and the Wreckage of Time. So
When was this announced?
it was on IMDb, but it is confirmed that the copyright or something was taken out for it.
Okay.
So we know that there's some things with timelines and all that stuff coming up here eventually. But yeah, scale of remember when I tried to do scale of 1 to 4 or whatever last time, Shauna, for
God.
Phase 4? Yeah. So we're ranking our Phase 4 movies. We're giving them a grade on a scale of 1 to 10. Let's be
Nice.
reasonable here.
That's what I prepare
Um,
for.
okay, great. Micah, what would you rate Shang-Chi?
Just like I hope that Simu is 8.5.
A reasonable 7, I think, is actually where
I
I'm
said
going to
what I said.
go.
Wait, the movie or
Yeah.
I said
Not
what
the
I
hog.
said.
Those are both solid scores. I would probably both the hog. I feel like the hog is fatter than it is long. If we're
what?
being honest.
Not a chode.
No, I did not say chode. I just
You
don't think
said
it's in there.
fatter than it is long. That's a chode.
I'm not talking disproportionately. I just mean it's like a thick 6, maybe.
Okay.
And
It's a
and how?
my rating of the movie is an 8.
Yeah. Okay.
My rating of the movie
So
is an
about
8.
6 to 8.
My rating of the movie is an 8. My premonition, my gut instinct of what it looks like is a fatter around the middle 6 inches.
Can we have like a "That's So Raven" cut in right now of like you like made the
Uh,
Where it's just Simu Lu's dick pic. It's gonna leak. I didn't mean it like that. Okay, all right, we gotta land this fucking plane, girls.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say wrap it up, and I was gonna make another joke, but continue.
Yeah, no, raw dogging it. Wrap it up. What is this? The 90s?
I'm never talking to you to it.
So yeah, we
We've
give
covered
it
a breadth of topics here on this podcast, and speaking of breadth, right back to
yep, width, around, diameter. Okay, so let's talk a couple of final topics. Are you prepared for Doomsday, Micah? How do you feel overall about Phase 4? What are you thinking about as we're going into Phase 5?
You know, I personally loved Phase 4. I think there were a lot of, unfortunately, like one offs that gave us some really uncommon and really interesting stories. Like, I loved The Eternals. I thought it was a really, really beautiful and unpredictable story. Um, I don't know how I feel about Phase 5
Mhm.
because I just don't know what the fuck they're thinking, to be honest. I mean, it's
Yeah.
anybody's game at this point. I'm
Endgame.
really hoping they're not going to do something stupid with RDJ as Doomsday. Like, I hope it's just a false flag where, yeah, he's Doomsday, but it's like the opening credits, and then, he gets blown up, and then we find out, he wasn't the real Doomsday or something.
Yeah.
But I am hopeful for. I want to see X-Men. I've been waiting for Marvel to get their hands on the live action X-Men because I know they're going to take the time to do it right. But it feels really listless. Like, I don't know where the universe is going, so I'm just waiting.
Yeah. I think I feel kind of similarly, like just watching this again and being like, okay, cool. So we do have an Avengers team though now, because if we've seen Thunderbolts, like we do know who the Avengers are. So what is Shang-Chi's role going to be
Mhm.
in the Avengers moving forward? Like we do have this mystical realm that has been introduced with um uh Wanda and Agatha and Ironheart and Mephisto and all those things. So there is a place for him. I just don't understand where it will be so far. But we know he'll be in Doomsday. My take on Doomsday, I think RDJ will be Doctor Doom, but I think he will be Iron Man. I think he will still be like Tony Stark, but instead of becoming Iron Man, he builds a suit of armor around the world and becomes Doctor Doom and becomes like the Iron Monarch, I think is one of the characters. Shauna, any notes before we jump into our last couple questions?
I kind of am with you. I think I can see all of that. I do wish that Phase 4 did more to set up into Phase 5 because it really doesn't seem like, with the exception of Fantastic Four and the new Thunderbolts, that whole. I really just feel like there was not a lot that felt like it was building towards this next era. Like, even, I mean, gosh, even like Captain America Brave New World, I still felt like it was very just the sense of its place in the Marvel universe didn't really feel connected because they didn't really seem like they knew where they were going with any of it. So they knew they had to do it, but they didn't really have anything. They knew they should make this movie, but they didn't know why they were making it other than the fact that they should make it. And you could
Yes.
just tell this lack of overarching vision that has, I think, ultimately been a big part of Phase 4. I'm really hoping they do rectify that moving into Phase 5. But that's really my feeling, is that I think that there's a lot of these stories like, oh, magic is really a thing. Okay, but what does that mean?
Right.
Like, where's that going in practice? Like, are we going to have a, Shang-Chi, Ironheart, and then the two
Mystical
queer
Academy.
kids? Yeah,
Yeah.
like are they all going to be together in a show? Maybe that'd be cool. Like,
Strange Academy is right there. I
that is
mean,
a
we would
thing. Yeah, like that is like that would be cool. Like, I am excited for that. Like, I guess that's a real easy way, obviously, with um, everyone's friends and the abominations there too. Like, all right,
right.
neat.
Right. Um, so what piece of nerd memorabilia would you steal from this movie? What would you want to take home?
If you like it, you got to put a ring on it,
A bangle or two.
and maybe even all 10. Shit, why not? While we're here.
Shit, why not?
Also,
Um,
are the Bangles in Marvel Rivals the 10 rings? Because I feel like that would have been a really great way to kind of bring it all full circle.
no,
Like,
but I do. It's canon to me now.
Bangle technology, yeah.
It's,
They they have the technology. They've
they
made it
have
round.
they've got bangles.
If I had to take one piece of memorabilia from this movie, it's going to be Michelle Yeoh.
I was going to say Morris. So
That
Stuffed Morris. Oh, again, a thing that should have existed is a Morris plush.
you,
Why isn't that a thing? literally like ways in which they just are like leaving money on the table.
Because
Yeah.
they could have run with that like BB-8 from Star Wars, like
Yeah.
make Morris the front runner, make him in the opening sequence when it's flipping the pages. Nobody knows what the hell that thing was, but there was something
Right.
there.
Yep. Great
I
point.
agree. Like, and everyone would be like, look, they did things with even Captain with the Flurkin.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I just saw the Christine Jorgensen show, so I had to make it sound like I was the Flurkin. But
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Great. Thanks, Christine Jorgensen.
I'm very good at languages, and
You are
I'm my impressions spot on.
10 out
Can't
of
wait for the
10.
Snatch game. It's gonna be
Can't
wonderful.
wait. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do Christine Jorgensen. I think that's the answer.
Great. No, you have to. Okay. Wrapping it to the final question of Real Hot Nerd Shit. Micah, who is the hottest character in Shang-Chi?
I mean, we have to go with I was about to answer real easily. It's either Shang-Chi or Zhang. It's one of the two of them, because, and it feels terrible because they're siblings, but again, the bisexual
But you didn't
distress.
say it at the same time. Like, it's fine.
I mean,
He didn't say it, but he didn't say he wouldn't.
why go across the street? Nope, I'm not finishing that. Yeah, so
Insane.
it's a tie. It's a tie for they're tied the top two. Yeah.
Okay. Tied together. Shauna?
I bet that fanfiction exists. B, I think I probably have to go. Simu Liu is just such an attractive man. Like, again, like the gratuitous, and now he's not wearing a shirt. Like, I love that. Like,
Thank you, whoever made that decision.
what a great idea.
What happened to your shirt?
And you know,
Not-
but again, that's where like Aquafina's good. Like, well, like you way to use your powers for good. Be like, just point out like, even though we just got exposition as to why he had to lose his shirt, but like still being like, but why
Right.
is that?
Right. Say the thing that we all
I'm
say.
not attracted to you. Like for some
Right.
reason, you're just my friend.
I
Actually,
will
maybe
say,
that's it. Aquafina's bringing asexuality to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
oh, that'd be nice.
I think that's
But Morris
it.
is right there. Morris, we don't need
Morris
more.
fucks. What are you talking about? He said he didn't have a face. He didn't say. He didn't... Anyways.
Oh, I was going to bring that up, because if Morris doesn't have a face, but Morris has genitals,
Right.
fantastic. I want that whole movie about Morris.
I think my hottest character is definitely Shang-Chi, or his father, which that I'm not ashamed of either.
Keeping it in the family. I love it.
Okay, Micah, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to follow at Real Hot Nerd Pod on Instagram, at Helen Pastels on Blue Sky, at Intuitive Blurred on Blue Sky. Catch us next time for the Eternals, and we will see you then. Bye, cuties.